Beneath the ordinary world lies a veil, and behind it, the voices of the lost still whisper.
We are your guides into the shadows, where true crime meets the paranormal.
From chilling crimes to haunted histories, we uncover the stories that refuse to rest.
This is Veil of Echoes.
They say the forest is alive, that it breathes when the wind moves through its lungs of pine and ash. That if you listen long enough, it whispers your name. The deeper you go, the quieter the world becomes, until it's just you and the sound of your pulse, and something moving between the trees. Some woods are ancient. They remember what we've forgotten. Others are cursed, born from tragedy, hunger, or grief, and they never let go of the people who wander in. In Japan, the path ends where the silence begins. In Romania, lights dance where no star should shine. In America, screams echo through the pines that never stop listening. And sometimes, when the wind dies, the forest breathes back.
Welcome back to Veil of Echoes. Tonight we've got one last little Halloween treat mini-sode before the veil opens on Halloween night itself.
All month, we've explored haunted objects, cursed games, and chilling legends. But tonight, we're stepping into something older. Stories rooted in real soil.
Every forest has its legend. Some warn travelers away. Others lure them in.
We'll travel from the twisted trees of Romania to the black-barked woods of New Jersey, each one with its own secrets and its own spirits.
But be honest, if someone offered you enough money to spend a night in one of these forests, would you do it?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
If it's in America.
If it's in America. Well, what about the one in Japan?
I don't do planes.
Yeah.
What about a boat?
I'll think about it.
All right, he'll think about
As long as
it.
it ain't like the Titanic.
No.
I would like to go. What was that movie that reminds me of?
No, but somebody made Halloween decor that was the Titanic.
I saw that on TikTok.
I was like, okay.
I know. I'm like,
I mean,
yeah, the whole outside of the house was... I didn't even watch the whole thing. I just saw... I'm like, okay, I'm scrolling past.
I was just kind of like...
I love the Titanic, but...
I mean, I could see it as Halloween decor now. I mean, it was in the, what, early 1900s?
1912.
Yeah.
April 14th, 1912.
I had no idea that's when it happened.
I was obsessed with it.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to go to, what, Pigeon Forge?
Yes, they have the museum there. I seen it in Las Vegas when I went that one time.
We could just take a weekend and go.
It's like, what, 5 hours?
Pigeon Forge is just a little bit farther, but it's like no more than 7.
Yeah, I was about to say it's like right at like 6.5 or something like that.
Yeah.
It's really not that bad.
No, it's not. I want to go. But, no, that's what I was thinking. I think you watched it too, Lindsay. I know we did. It was on Netflix, and it was a scary movie over, I don't even, somewhere. And they were in the woods, and then a lot of creepy things were happening. And then there was like this witch thing. Oh my god, what's it?
Are you talking about The Ritual?
Yes, that's it.
Yeah, that was one of my favorites.
Yes, that was a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what, yeah.
That one's fucking creepy.
Because that's over somewhere in Europe, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's over in Europe somewhere.
Yeah.
But it was like a little community of people.
Yeah. But those people just wanted to go camping or something. Or
Yeah, they were doing like a hike for one of their friends or something like that.
Yeah, because they died.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Okay, yeah. Now I want to watch it.
Yeah, that was a good one. Now I want to watch it because I haven't watched it in a minute.
Yeah, this is what it reminded me of. So. Okay. So grab a flashlight, stay close to the fire, and listen carefully. Because the woods don't like to be ignored.
Let's start where the trees are thickest. At the edge of Japan's sea of trees, the Aokigahara forest.
At the base of Japan's Mount Fuji, there's a forest so dense the wind forgets how to move. Locals call it Aokigahara, the sea of trees. Inside, the air feels different, heavy, still, like the forest is listening. Even your own breathing sounds borrowed.
The legend says the forest was born from the mountain's range. Lava hardened into roots, and spirits trapped beneath it grew restless. Over centuries, travelers went in and never returned. Some were seeking peace, others, answers. And some, the locals say, were called by the voices that weren't their own.
Compasses spin here. GPS dies. Even sunlight can't decide where to fall. Volunteers patrol the trail searching for the lost, leaving colored ribbons tied to trees so they can find their way back. Red for rescue, white for recovery.
Legends tell of Yuri, the spirits of the lost, wandering between the trunks. People claim they've heard footsteps behind them, or found offerings, coins, shoes, letters, left on moss-covered roots. One man swore he saw a woman in white standing ahead of him on the path. Motionless, her head tilted slightly, her face hidden by her hair. When he blinked, she was gone, but her footprints remained in the mud.
The government placed signs at the trail's head now. They say, "Your life is a precious gift. Please think of your family and reach out for help." But the forest is older than signs, and it listens to different languages.
At night, hikers have seen small blue flames flickering between the trees. Onibi, ghost lights said to be the souls of the dead. They drift just out of reach, as if leading the living deeper in. Some follow them, others run.
People who've entered and returned describe the same thing. The forest doesn't scare you with noise. It scares you with absence. You start hearing your heart beat louder than your footsteps. You start feeling watched, not by eyes, but by the weight of everything that's been left behind.
The government has stopped publishing the number of bodies found each year, hoping to silence the stigma. But the volunteers still go in, quietly, collecting belongings, tying ribbons, whispering prayers into the wind.
They say Aokigahara doesn't haunt you. It absorbs you. And once the forest knows your name, it never forgets.
Okay, so if you guys were lost in that forest, your compass started spinning, your phone dead, would you keep walking toward it, the whispers, or would you just turn around and leave?
Knowing my luck, I'd listen to the freaking whispers.
Well, that's the thing, is like, you could turn around. You ain't going nowhere. Deeper into another direction of the forest. This is a sea of trees. Once you
Yeah.
get past a certain point, there is no returning. That's why they tie these ribbons up.
It's really easy to get lost in the woods, too.
That it is, because one tree looks like a different tree from around the corner.
Why do the bugs come to me?
Oh my god, you have another, is it a stink bug?
Yes.
I was wondering what's going on. They always go to you.
Stupid little asshole. Get off of my screen.
Just flick them off.
I ain't touching the damn thing. Get the fuck out of here.
It's probably the same one. He's probably like, hey, she's back.
Little bitch.
It's a good possibility. I haven't seen any other ones.
Oh, gosh. You gotta name him.
Jeffrey Epstein.
Jeffrey Epstein.
Did you see those fucked up Disney movies I've been sending you?
No.
The Disney Pixar ones where Jeffrey Epstein flies into like a poverty land and saves all these kids and tells them he'll take
All
them
right.
somewhere where they can be
I'm
safe.
flicking it. Ah, damn, I missed it.
Oh, shit.
Ow.
Oh, he's flying back to you. I saw him fly that way.
You better stay the fuck away from me, you damn stink bug. But man, he went flying.
He did. Anyways. Isn't this is called this is the suicide forest, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because they tie the ribbons so they can find their way back out.
Yep.
Yeah, that would be sad. 'Cause I think
Mhm.
there's like countless. I think they lost count or stopped counting how many lives were lost.
Well-
in there.
They said they stopped posting it to hope to kill the stigma.
Oh, well, I mean, who knows how many's in there?
It's scary to think, though, that a forest can do that.
Yeah.
Not all forests let you leave the way you came. Some twist space and time themselves.
Next, we're headed to Romania, where the trees bend in circles and light burns from within the fog. Just outside the city of Cluj-Napoca in Romania lies a forest that feels wrong. Locals call it Hoia Baciu, the Bermuda Triangle of Transylvania.
The trees twist here, literally. Their trunks bend and curl like they're recoiling from something underground. Scientists have studied the soil, the radiation, the magnetism. Nothing explains it. Locals say the forest doesn't grow crooked. People just see straight differently once they've been inside.
The first disappearance was a shepherd in the 1960s. He led 200 sheep into the forest, and by sunrise, neither he or the flock of sheep ever came out. Searchers found hoofprints leading in, but none coming back.
A few years later, a 5-year-old girl vanished near the same trail. When she reappeared days later, she hadn't aged a minute, wearing the same clothes, but the small scar on her cheek was gone, and she didn't recognize her parents.
In 1968, a biologist named Alexandru Sif began investigating light anomalies in the forest, orbs, geometric shadows, shapes that move against the wind. Decades later, a military technician captured one of those shapes on film, a glowing disc-shaped craft hovering just above the tree line. The photograph became Romania's most famous UFO sighting.
Researchers who followed Sif's work reported their compasses freezing mid-spin and their skin burning like a mild sunburn. Electromagnetic meters spiked as though the forest had a pulse. Each surged, timed like a heartbeat.
And the deeper you go, the louder it gets. Cameras die, voices echo in languages no one recognizes. Some investigators captured faint laughter, a woman's voice, though thermal scans showed no one nearby.
Then came the clearing, a perfect circle in the middle of the forest. No grass, no roots, no insects. The soil is sterile, incapable of life. Scientists have tested it for decades. No one knows why. Some call it a landing site. Others say it's where the forest breathes, a doorway that opens when it wants to.
In 2012, a group of students took a photo there, a selfie in the fog. When they looked later, there was another face behind them, translucent, watching. No light source, no reflection, just there.
Others have seen shadows pacing the edge of that clearing, human shapes that move but leave no heat signature. One team watched a figure circle them for 10 minutes, only to vanish when they stepped towards it.
Scientists cut into the twisted trees and found something else. Whole growth rings missing. 5 years gone, blank, like time itself skipped forward. Those same years, the forest recorded its highest number of disappearances.
Even the instruments lose time here. GPS logs show gaps, minutes gone without explanation. Compasses near the clearing lock at 180 degrees, pointing to nothing but air.
Locals say the forest remembers every step, that when you leave, it keeps an echo of you, just in case you ever come back.
If you were standing in that clearing, camera in hand, the air humming like it's alive, would you guys taken the photo or would you have run before the flash went off?
I would take the photo. I want to know what's going to show up.
Me too.
Yeah,
That whole thing is just creepy.
picture time.
That's weird how there's just a bare circle. It is kind of like the Bermuda Triangle though, like where
Everything disappears.
something like electromagnetic.
Yeah.
Amelia Earhart.
Yeah. Or like, what happened to those poor sheep? And then the
Yeah,
shepherd
saying
guy.
the shepherd and the whole flock disappeared and none of them were seen by sunrise.
There's 200 sheep. Where does 200 sheep go?
Bigfoot,
Gone.
That's crazy.
Sasquatch.
Wendigo.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah, consistent hunger.
Showing Jensen's toys.
Some forests twist time. Others twist the stories told inside them. And the next one, it's said to have birthed a legend with wings.
Deep in the pine barrens of New Jersey, something has been flying between the trees for nearly 300 years.
In southern New Jersey, there's a stretch of wilderness where the roads fade into sand and cell service disappears completely. Locals call it the Pine Barrens. More than 1 million acres of cedar forest, bogs, and winding trails that all look the same once the sun goes down. For nearly 3 centuries, people have whispered about something that lives there. The Jersey Devil.
The story begins in 1735 with Mother Leeds, a poor woman said to have 13 children. When she found out she was pregnant again, she cried, "Let this one be a devil."
What the fuck?
Alrighty then.
Who cries that? I got too many kids. Let this one be Satan.
Probably. Some sort
I mean, if you had 13 kids, I'd be asking for one of them to be fucking Satan, so I'd, you know.
She probably had mental issues.
Oh yeah,
If you have 13 children, you have got mental issues.
yeah, and
I'm going to tell you that right now.
They had a lot of kids back in the day, though.
That's freaking
My
ridiculous.
grandma was
Yeah.
in a family of 10.
all born and raised in this house.
Yeah.
Good God.
Yeah,
That's just how it was back then, though.
It's so weird that that's how it was, though. Like,
I know.
because you watch, like, movies and stuff from, like, the 50s and the 40s, and they're not even laying in the same bed together.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Like I Love Lucy, wasn't that
Yeah.
like that?
Oh yeah, that was a controversial very first moment they saw a couple laying in their beds.
Yeah.
Calm down. The beds are separate.
But we can push out 13 kids.
Yeah.
Ugh, that just sounds awful. I mean, good for whoever wants that.
It's just too beds to be doing it while between.
One's too many for me.
That stormy night, as lightning flashed across the pines, she gave birth to a baby boy who began to change. Stretching, twisting, sprouting wings like a bat. With one final shriek, it killed the midwife and flew up the chimney, vanishing into the rain.
The locals claim they heard it that same night, a scream cutting through the storm. Since then, farmers have found livestock slaughtered in locked barns. Horses tremble at the edge of the trees. And travelers say that when the wind dies, you can hear wings beating above the canopy. Slow, heavy, and deliberate.
But the story didn't stay a folktale. In January of 1909, newspapers across New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Delaware reported hundreds of sightings in 1 week. Trolley conductors saw a winged figure flying beside their cars. Police officers in Camden fired at it. Bullets passed straight through. In Collingswood, firemen blasted their hoses at the creature. When it landed on a roof, it hissed. A sound like steam escaped. And it took off again. One patrolman found hoofprints inside the snow that led up to a solid wall and then continued on the other side.
Panic swept the state. Schools closed. Factories shut down. The Philadelphia Zoo offered a $10,000 reward to anyone who could capture it. But no one ever did.
And the sightings never stopped. In 1937, a cab driver in Salem County said he watched a creature with glowing red eyes swoop over his windshield. In the 1960s, two brothers hunting near Leeds Point found tracks. Cloven, deep, still steaming in the cold air. In 1972, a police officer in Clayton reported seeing a massive shadow glide over his cruiser, followed by a scream so loud his headlights flickered.
Even the military got involved. During World War II, naval mechanics at Lakehurst reported a winged creature flying near the airfield. They scrambled planes to chase it. Radar picked up nothing, but the men swore they saw it. Silhouette against the moon.
Skeptics called it hysteria. Scientists said it was cranes or owls or shadows. But the people who've heard it say the sound isn't like any bird. It's a scream, part human, part animal, echoing from tree to tree, chasing you until you stop running.
Some say it guards something in the barns, the unmarked graves of those who vanished here long before the towns were built. Others believe it's cursed, the 13th child of Mother Leeds, doomed to wander until the forest forgets his name.
So if you're camping deep in the pine barrens and heard that scream tear through the night, would you stay by the fire and listen, or run into the dark to see what made it?
I want to see what made it. I want to know what it is.
See, I feel like whatever it was would know that I was there, so if I run, I'd be screwed. If I stay, I'd be screwed.
Yeah, I mean, no matter what, you're fucked either way.
Yeah, because, I mean, if you run into the dark, you're not seeing anything. You might see a silhouette, but that's not going to give you a full glimpse of what you're looking for or looking towards or trying to help you figure out what made the noise, because at that point you could just write it off as a bird, crane, owl, bat. I'd want to go check it out.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to see what it looked like.
I'm kind of thinking of Jeepers Creepers.
I was thinking that earlier. Yeah, I get that vibe.
I wonder if that's what it is based off of, though.
The Jersey Devil.
I'm kind of curious.
Yeah. Well, I know he was based off of that one guy who murdered his wife, and
Put her in the basement through like
So-
the cellar slide or whatever.
someone saw him dumping her body.
Yeah. I don't remember his name.
Was the real life murder case of Dennis D. Pugh.
Yes.
A brother and sister witnessed it. Ray and Marie Thornton witnessed Depew dumping the bloodied sheet behind an old schoolhouse.
Mm-hmm. Have you seen the guy? You see him?
Well, after spotting the witnesses, he apparently got back into his
Yeah.
van and tailed them.
He did.
He was going to kill them too.
You should look what he looks like.
Because, like, on the very first movie, that's what they're doing. They're just driving down the road, and they look over, and they happen to see him dumping a body into the thing, and they just fucking keep driving.
Oh, I don't even know. I mean, what would you? I would not want to go back there. I would go to the police.
No,
I was
the
about
last
ready
thing
to
I'd
say.
do is slow down. At the point I seen him, he locked eyes. I'm like, all right, go.
He looked at us.
Go.
Yeah.
All right, I'm looking up a picture of him.
Didn't the sister and Derry both die?
No.
Or
What
just
the
Derry?
fuck?
Just the dairy. I tell you, see him.
Even his wife, like, she looks scary.
Mm-hmm.
He's just like, In this picture I'm looking at, he's just sitting there like, I'm gonna murder my wife later.
Is
After
that
we
the
have
one with
these,
both of them in the picture?
yeah,
Yeah. That's the one I know.
like, bro, what the fuck? I can definitely tell why they called him Jeepers Creepers.
Yeah. I know.
Every legend starts with a story. But the deeper you go into the woods, the less the story feels like fiction.
And some forests don't just hold monsters, they hold memories. Crimes, curses, things left behind by people who never made it out.
Our next stop is one of those places. A forest that's seen more blood and belief than almost anywhere in America. Freetown State Forest, Massachusetts. By daylight, it's calm. Hiking trails, ponds, and campgrounds tucked into 2 square miles of green. But when the sun drops, something in the air changes. The laughter of campers fades. The forest grows too still, and the shadows start to feel alive. This is the heart of what locals call the Bridgewater Triangle. 200 square miles of disappearances, cult activity, and stories that never quite add up.
Long before the state claimed it, the Wampanoag people called these woods sacred. A place where the barrier between the living and the dead was thin. When settlers arrived in the 1600s and took the land by force, the Wampanoag said they'd cursed it, warning the spirits would never rest again. Centuries later, that curse feels earned.
In the 1970s, police began finding evidence of ritual activity deep in the woods. Stone circles, animal bones arranged in patterns, melted candles, blood-soaked cloths. In 1978, a body of a young woman was found on a remote trail, the first of several victims linked to what would become known as the Fall River cult murders. Investigators discovered multiple sites marked with the same sigils used by the cult in nearby Fall River, led by Carl Drew, a self-proclaimed Satanist convicted of murder. Some altars were so deep in the woods, officers had to be airlifted in just to reach them.
Even after the arrest, the ritual sites kept appearing. Fresh offerings, burnt candles, traces of blood. Rangers began finding mutilated animals through the 80s and 90s. No footprints, no signs of predators. The wounds were precise, surgical, and bloodless. The official reports listed unknown cause. Locals said the forest was still feeding something.
There's a place inside the forest known as the Ledge, an old granite quarry filled with dark water. At night, strange lights drift across its surface, glowing white or pale blue. Divers have reported feeling hands grab their ankles. Hikers say the edge feels magnetic, like something's pulling them forward. Locals whisper that the forest doesn't just haunt the living. Sometimes it invites them to join.
Even the roads aren't safe. Drivers along nearby Route 44 have reported seeing a red-eyed hitchhiker. Tall, gaunt, wearing tattered clothes. He appears in headlights, smiling, then vanishes as cars swerve to miss him. Dozens of calls have been logged about him. Always the same description. Always the same place.
Sounds like the smiling man took a vacation to the woods.
Yeah.
I was about ready to say.
Well, that's the thing is I listened to the Brohio podcast episode on the Bridgewater Triangle, and it went into deep about the murders of the cult and the Puckwedgie, which are supposed to be like little sprites of very little sprites that are evil. Indians did not like them, and they say they were creatures of evil spirits.
I've heard of sprites.
They're called
I have too.
Puckwedgies.
Puckwedgies.
Yeah, I don't know why they call them that, but that's why I know that name.
That sounds like something a 5-year-old would come up with.
It does,
Puckwedgies.
but that is exactly what they're called. They're called Puckwedgies, and they stand about yay tall. They kind of look like that
Ew.
honeycombs thing that used to be on the 90s commercial.
Oh my god.
I love honeycombs.
Oh my gosh.
That's okay.
Another legend haunts the park's back roads. The phantom truck. Drivers see blinding headlights rushing towards them. Hearing the roar of an engine, then nothing. The lights disappear and the road goes dark again. Some claim the truck follows them all the way out of the forest. Its invisible engine growling until they cross the town line.
And in the moonlight, near the reservoir, a woman in white has been seen. It's always a woman in white.
Every time.
Oh, yep.
She was wandering barefoot, crying for someone named Michael. Some think she was a lost hiker who drowned decades ago. Others say she's much older, a remnant of the curse, bound to wander until someone answers her call.
Near the forest edge stands Profile Rock, a massive stone formation resembling a human face. The Wampanoag people believed it was the spirit of their chief, Massasoit. In recent years, vandals have defaced it over and over, and every time, locals say misfortune followed. Car crashes, house fires, sudden deaths. It's as if the forest remembers who it shows its disrespect.
And that lady that they were talking about, they see wandering in white around that quarry. I do believe that quarry is said to believe underneath the water was the original town of that place, and it got flooded. And people died there, and there was graveyards, and there are still people living there when it got flooded. And it was meant to flood it, kind of like to build the lake.
Ooh.
Yeah, so it was
Well then.
purposely done. So that's another one I
creepy.
said we should do is haunted lakes, and I'm pretty sure that one would pop
that'd
up
be
because
cool.
they talk about people be in boats, look over, and swear they see another face swimming underneath them, and they believe it's the spirits of the people that lived in the town when it was flooded.
Now
Ugh.
that's a new level of fear for me, is getting in a body of water
And seeing,
and possibly seeing another face that's not mine.
Every footstep's a graveyard. And the water's the worst.
Yeah.
Because thousands of years ago, before the Great Flood, the mountains were much bigger. So were the trees. So all the graveyards down there, Atlantis.
yeah, that's creepy, seeing an underwater
Graveyard.
town.
Okay.
Are you okay? Lindsay?
I'm good.
Are you sure?
It's because my pod's expiring.
Oh.
Every 3 fucking days. Every 3 days.
Damn.
And it tells me that it's gonna do it all day. It's gonna beep all motherfucking day long.
It's like, hey, just a reminder.
Every 5 freaking minutes. Just your local type 1 diabetic.
Yeah, every day.
No, I just had another factual statement about the Bermuda Triangle. Not the Bermuda, the Bridgewater Triangle, because I've heard an episode about it, so
That's interesting.
I've heard a little bit
about.
about
Yeah,
the
I didn't
lake,
know that.
how there used to be a town underneath it, and they flooded it, and kind of,
Well, no wonder.
yeah, it's supposedly
There's a
haunted by the
creepy-ass
people that
white-
were flooded.
Yeah.
White roaming
And just
around.
like that one part, just like the Trail of Tears, yeah, they came in and tried to take that land from Indians, and they cursed it just like anywhere else.
Ugh. Reminds me of Roanoke. I want to do one over Roanoke.
That's probably
Ooh, that'd
exactly
be a
what
good
happened
one.
to them, because there's only, what, a few hundred people there?
Yeah, but I guess they think tribes came and took them, but then there was
Probably
weird
ate them
scriptures
and
on
turned
the
them into
trees or
tools.
something. I don't know.
The devil came back to Jersey.
Yeah.
Between the 1970s and 1990s, Freetown reported more disappearances than any other forest in the state. Many were found, but not all. Some simply walked in and were never seen again.
And then there are the stories of people who came back. Different. Lost hikers who said hours passed like minutes. Others who heard their own voices calling their names from deeper in the woods, as if the forest itself was trying to draw them in.
Even law enforcement avoids Freetown after dark. One former officer said his canine froze mid-trail, growling at something he couldn't see. He said the air got colder, the woods went silent, and then he heard footsteps behind him. When he turned around, no one was there.
If you were alone in those woods, the sound of drums echoing through the trees, would curiosity make you follow them, or would you turn back before the forest decided to keep you?
I don't know, no hippie drums for me, man.
Yeah, no hippie drums.
I'd be like,
If I was just in the middle of the woods and heard dum
By
dum dum
myself,
dum 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 dum, I'd be like,
I
my
would,
milkshake bring on up.
Need to ask them if they can play any Metallica.
then maybe you'll
then
come your
I'll
way.
then I'll definitely come out and be like, all right, you did good on that one. Can you give me Master of Puppets now?
Yeah.
Well,
you
'cause
have to hit that right.
most music was played before war, played before battle, and the Mensa battle. So if you hear those drums, then you're probably screwed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
It's-
always heard like if you start hearing drums, that's not a good sign. Like these, I don't know.
Yeah, because if you think about it, when the Civil War, that was like the biggest thing that they did was before they went in to war is you would hear the drums.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine being in war.
I wanted to be in. God was like, Derby this.
Some forests hold stories. Others hold evidence. And the next one holds both.
It's a place older than superstition, where every shadow hides a story, and every tree has listened for centuries.
The Black Forest of Germany, where fairy tales were born and the ghosts that inspired them never left.
So this is like the one that inspired like Hansel and Gretel and Little Red Riding Hood
Hansel and Gretel.
and all
Germany.
those.
Yeah, I want to do one over Dark Nursery Rhymes.
They're all dark.
Pied Piper.
I want a Black Forest cake. I know that.
In southwestern Germany lies a forest so vast it swallows the horizon. The locals call it Schwarzwald, the Black Forest. To the ancient Romans, it was Silva Nigra, the dark wood, a place where even daylight couldn't pierce the trees. They refused to enter it, believing it was home to spirits and shapeshifters. And maybe they weren't wrong.
When the Brothers Grimm began collecting folk tales in the 1800s, they didn't have to look far for inspiration. The villages tucked deep within these woods already whispered about wolves that spoke in riddles, witches who traded shadows for souls, and lights that appeared in the fog to lead travelers astray. The Black Forest didn't just inspire fairy tales, it birthed them.
The forest stretches nearly 1 million acres, dark, dense, and ancient. It's older than most of the villages that surround it, and older still than the stories told to keep children close to the fire. Even now, locals say it's alive, that if you walk too deep, the forest shifts around you, changing paths, closing trails, that it doesn't want to let you leave.
In the heart of it lies Mummelsley Lake, a still black pool said to have no bottom. For centuries, people claimed it was home to water nymphs who lured men beneath the surface. Hikers still hear soft singing rise with the fog at night, voices that vanish the moment you speak. In 2017, 2 hikers called authorities after seeing lanterns gliding across the lake. But when searchers arrived, there were no lights, no boats, and no footprints.
Not far from there sits Hexen Loch Mill, Witch's Hollow Mill, built on land once used for witch trials. Visitors say they would feel watched or brushed by unseen hands when standing near its broken stones. And just beyond it, near the town of Schufen, im Brusengrau, legends say that alchemist Johann Faust made his pact with the devil. He died there when his experiment went wrong. The locals still claim it to hear his screams echoing from the ground on stormy nights.
In the Kinzig Valley, travelers see dancing lights, orbs that float through the trees, then vanish when followed. Locals say they're the souls of those who got lost in the woods, guiding or misleading anyone who dares to chase them.
There's something about this forest. It doesn't feel haunted the way others do. It feels aware. People still disappear here every year. Hikers, wanderers, tourists who never make it back. Their cars are found parked at trailheads, doors open, keys still inside. And sometimes, when locals pass those empty vehicles, they swear they see something watching from the trees. Just for a moment.
The stories here are endless. The woman in white who appears along the Triberg waterfalls, calling to children. The headless horseman of Ettenheim, riding through the mist with a lantern in place of his head. And always, the sound of laughter when there shouldn't be any. Some say it's the spirits of lost children playing between the trees. Others say it's something intimidating them.
The Black Forest has always balanced beauty and dread, harvest and hunger, life and death. The colors of Halloween, orange for the dying light, black for what comes after, were born here long before the holiday itself.
Maybe that's why these woods still feel alive. Because every story told here was a warning, wrapped in wonder. Every fairy tale was a whispered truth, softened for the children. The monsters weren't make-believe. They were memories.
They say if you walk the trails alone at night, the forest listens. And if it decides to speak back, you'll hear a story only meant for you.
Forests remember everything. Every footstep, every prayer, every scream. And maybe that's why we keep telling these stories, so they don't forget us too.
From the sea of trees to the dark wood, these are the forests that still speak after midnight.
And if you listen closely enough,
You might hear them whisper back. A forest of silence, where voices call your name. A sea of trees that swallows the living. Lights that flicker through the fog, leading you somewhere you shouldn't go. A quarry that pulls you towards its edge. And a dark wood in Germany, where every fairy tale began, and none ever truly ended. These aren't just haunted places. They're living memories, waiting for the next story to find them.
And maybe that's why we keep returning to the woods. Because somewhere in the dark, we still hope to understand what's calling our name.
yeah, well, I'll admire a mystery from the parking lot. If I hear a drum beat or a whisper out there, I'm gone.
Yeah.
I'm gone.
Yeah, me too. Nope. Okay, so out of all these forests that we talked about tonight, which one creeped you guys out the most?
The Black Forest.
Yep.
The Black Forest for sure.
Yeah.
It's 1,000,000 acres. 1,000,000 acres.
Gives me goosebumps.
People are like, oh, 1 acre isn't a... No, 1 acre's not a lot. This is 1,000,000 acres of trees that keep twisting back into themselves, turning back into their own paths. Every trail leads to a dead end or a circle. It's a labyrinth of leaves and wood.
Yeah, well, my thing is the fairy tales that come from it.
Yeah.
Like
Like, I think that's the other one that was twisting.
Hansel and Gretel.
Like the Romania one. Are you thinking about Romania one?
The tree's twisted. I'm just talking about how big it is. The vast of this tree land you go into, regardless, it all twists back into each other. Like, I know the Romania trees are the ones that twist and have like the curvy trunks and branches and stuff, but I'm just saying in general, when you go into a forest that large, it all spins right back into itself.
Yep.
Yeah. I wonder what other fairy tales.
All of them.
Ugh.
All of them.
Is that where the Pied Piper came from?
I'm trying to...
Ireland. Because there was a guy who led the snakes away from the land with a little flute. And that's why they celebrate St. Patrick's Day. It was St.
Oh, yeah,
Patrick's himself.
Ireland. But it's all over in like
Because
Europe.
the Pied Piper, he played for rats, where St. Patrick played for snakes.
Mm-hmm.
The Pied Piper originates from a 13th century German legend about a man from the town of Hamelin.
Yep, trying to like lead them away from the plague and the fucking infested rats.
The most popular version of the story tells of a piper hired to rid the town of rats, who then leads the children away in revenge after being refused payment.
That's
Others,
some Rumpelstiltskin stuff.
Yeah.
other theories suggest the legend could represent historical events such as a migration to Eastern Europe, a children's crusade, or even a manifestation of dancing mania.
I'm going to go to work tomorrow and just start breaking down. They'll be like, what's wrong? I got the mania.
The most famous version involves a rat catcher who uses his magic pipe to lure rats to their deaths. When the townsfolk refused to pay him, he used the pipe to lead their children away, and they were never seen again.
Yep.
Okay. We need to do one on fairy tales.
Yeah, because even those are
And nursery
fucked
rhymes.
up.
You've
They're
never
all
heard?
messed up.
You never heard them say, now it's time to pay the piper.
I've heard that. But I
That's
didn't
why,
really-
because they didn't pay the piper and he took all their children. Well, you didn't want the plague. Well, guess what? Now you don't have kids
You don't
either.
want the plague? Taking your children.
Yeah, what the hell? What are you going to do with them?
Well, who knows? Because they never came back.
Ugh.
Yeah.
He fished them.
I shouldn't.
Fish sticks.
I'm trying really hard to hold it all in, but it's really not working.
That's messed up.
Maybe these stories last because the woods remember us. Our footsteps, our fear, our silence.
And that wraps up tonight's Halloween Treat Mini-Sode, our final story before the veil thins on Halloween night. We'll see you then for something a little darker, a little colder, and completely unforgettable.
If you enjoyed tonight's episode, follow Veil of Echoes wherever you listen. And don't forget to leave us a review. It helps more souls find their way through the dark.
And tell us, if you had to choose one forest to walk through at midnight, which would it be? Would you keep your flashlight steady or let the dark guide you? Until next time, keep your ears open.
And the veil closed.